Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my dear girls? I hope you are safe and in good health. Inshallah, today we are going to answer the questions in the booklet pages 13 and 14 about the last lesson, political and social changes. No, I'm going to start with page 12. Sorry, I'm going to start with page 12. But before I start, I logged into Classera to check your homework of yesterday, but actually, some girls are intelligent, smart girls. They got the perfect answers. Others try to get the right answers, but others were very careless. They even wrote any letters to answer the question, any answer, just to fill in the homework, and that's all. Please give more care for the homework. Thanks for the girls who give care to their homework and they try to answer it correctly, and many thanks for the girls who try hard to answer the questions, but try hard to be more careful with your homework, or I will contact your mothers and let them see your answers. I cannot say the names, but I know they know themselves. Okay, let us start now. Question 1, page 12. Do the shapes of the countries change on maps over time? Of course, yes they do. Can you see how we add more divisions and borders? So the shapes of the countries on maps change over time. What is the meaning of borders and how do they change? We said that borders are the edges of a country. Edges of countries, again, the borders are edges of countries. And how do they change? People add more borders all the time. Why? Because they divide up the land differently. Okay, question 3. Look at this map and complete the following. Can you see how two empires ruled the Middle East? Only two empires, the Ottoman Empire and the Safavid Empire. Okay, so the Ottoman and the Safavid empires ruled the Middle East between 1500s and 1700s. These were the two big empires that ruled the Middle East, and the Middle East was only two big pieces. Before this, it was only one piece controlled or ruled by the Rashidun caliphs. Okay, in the second map, or in the next one, in the 1700s and in the 1800s, they lost. Who are they? They means the Ottoman and the Safavid empires. These two empires lost empires or countries to European colonizers. Who can say who were the European colonizers or the main European colonizers? Who can say them? Good, France and Britain. Here, can you see more names? We started to have more names and more divisions and more borders. Before there were no Iraq, there were no Syria, there were no Egypt, but now we have Egypt, Sudan, Jordan, Iraq, Syria, Iran, Hijaz, Yemen, Aden, Oman. More countries, more division. In 1919, we mean after World War I, 42 countries formed the League of Nations. Who divided them like that? France and Britain divided the Middle East between them after World War I, and after they broke up the Ottoman Empire. The last map refers to the current map for the Middle East. When I say the current map, I mean the modern map, the recent map for the Middle East. This map shows the current borders of the Middle East. Does it look different? Yes, completely different from the past. This is about the political changes for the Middle East. Now we are going to discuss the questions about the social changes to the Middle East, rural and urban. How was the rural life? It was the simple life of the village. The simple life in the village, or the simple life of the village, this is the rural life. 2. When have cities become bigger? Cities started to become bigger only 200 years ago. Here, mention or say some factors, some reasons that have helped the growth of cities. That was an essay question in the homework for yesterday. Some girls answered it perfectly, and thanks for their intelligence and for their hard work. Others tried to get the answers, and thanks for their trial. But others were very careless. They just wrote any letters. Nonsense. Wallah, they wrote nonsense as an answer to that question. And if they don't stop this, we will contact their mothers. Okay, 3. You can find all the reasons, all the factors that have helped with the growth of cities on the student book page 95. But here I wrote only 2 or the most important of them. The invention of electricity. When electricity was invented, that started to make cities grow more. The invention of machines and modern forms of transport. When they started to have machines and they put the machines in factories and they started also to use cars, trains, and motorbikes, these are changes that led to the growth of cities. We can find more factors and reasons on the student book page 95. What is urbanization? Urbanization is the growth of cities and built areas. When cities become bigger, more with more building areas, we call this urbanization. When the cities grow more, urbanization was good for the environment? No, urbanization was very bad for the environment and caused a lot of problems. The last question that you should study very well, that one. And you are free to pick up the problems that you want to. These are the impacts. When I say impacts, I mean effects, the bad effects. Impacts mean the bad effects of urbanization to the environment. Here you have 13 in this page and this page. You can pick up any of them, but here you have a very, very important essay question. Also, some girls answered it, mashallah, perfectly, but others were very careless, and they know themselves. Thanks for the girls who started or who cared for their homework. That one question should be added. I want you to write or mention some impacts or effects of urbanization on the environment. You can find so many of them in the student book pages 96 and 97. Try to read them well and pick up the ones that you feel that they are most bad or the worst impacts. I picked up 4. You are free to pick up the impacts or the effects you want. Number 1, when urbanization started to be more, rainforests could be gone in 50 years. We can finish all the rainforests because every day they cut rainforests in order to change their land into cities and towns and roads and buildings. 2, global warming gets faster, and global warming means that the earth is getting warmer. Why? Because we started to have less plants, and the plants make oxygen. When we have more carbon dioxide than oxygen, it means that the earth is getting hotter and warmer. This is global warming, and this is a very big problem. Also, urbanization caused pollution to the environment, air pollution, soil pollution, water pollution, because people who live in the city make a lot of pollution. 4, stress levels rising in the overcrowded cities. People start to be stressed more in overcrowded cities, and that is a very bad feeling. These are some bad effects or impacts of urbanization to the environment. Until now, alhamdulillah, can you see? We finished the whole booklet. We finished the lessons that should be studied or learned in grade 4 about social. Inshallah, starting from next times, we are going to make a plan to revise for the final exams. I hope you have understood the lesson. Try to give more care for your study. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye till we meet again.